Okay, good afternoon once again. My name is Teacher Doreen. I want to thank you for always following us. I want to thank you for always being part of us. I want to really appreciate you for your concern. Thank you for being part of Light Academy. Thank you for always following us on our Twitter, on our Facebook page. You've always clicked on the link on our website. Thank you very, very much. May God bless you. So we are going to have another lesson in primary 2, literacy A. Literacy A, that is the science part. So we are going to see something in primary 2. And now I want us to look at animal weapons. I think right away from primary 1 we have been looking at animals, and we said even people are part of animals. So we said we have 2 types of animals. We have the domestic animals and the wild animals. Domestic animals are those that we are friendly to, and wild animals are those that we are that even scare us. So right now we are going to see that all these animals, whether wild, whether domestic, have something we call a weapon. So when I talk of a weapon, I think it is not something new. It is, when I talk of a weapon is anything used by animals to defend or protect themselves. It is something you use for defense, even when you are a person and maybe someone attacks you and maybe someone invades you. What are you going to defend yourself with? Something that you defend yourself with is what we call a weapon. So, animal weapons. What are animal weapons? So, as I have already said, that a weapon is anything. An animal weapon is anything an animal uses to defend or protect itself. Much as people are also attacked and they defend themselves, they protect themselves, even animals as well, they are attacked. So how do they defend themselves? We are going to look at examples of some animals and how they protect themselves against their enemies. Even animals have enemies. Much as people have enemies, even animals have enemies as well. So we are going to see, when an enemy attacks an animal, how does it defend itself? When an enemy attacks a cow, how does a cow protect itself, defend itself? So here it is, protect itself from enemies, from its enemies. So an animal weapon is anything an animal uses to defend or protect itself from its enemies. So we are going to look at examples of animal weapons. What are these things they use to protect themselves with? First of all, we have a crocodile. Of course, this one is a wild animal. What does a crocodile use to protect itself? A crocodile uses its tail. When an enemy attacks the crocodile, there is a way it coils its tail and it hits the enemy with it. So its tail helps to defend itself. We have a snake. Ooh, this one here. What does a snake use to defend itself? A snake has some poisonous, can I say saliva? Can I say? But those poisonous saliva from the snake are called fangs. when a snake bites you, it will put that poison in your body. And of course, when that poison, when you don't rush to the hospital immediately, it will lead to death. So it uses its fangs to protect itself. We have a bird. I want you to imagine yourself looking at a bird right now. What does a bird use to protect itself? A bird, number one, a bird has two things. It uses a beak or its claws. The beak is its mouth. It can pick you. And then it can also use claws. Claws, these are its nails, or it's the nails, those big nails of the bird. It can scratch you with them. So those are its defensive organs. It uses a beak. It can also use a claw. So we also have a dog. Some of you have dogs at home. When you try to attack the dog, how is it going to defend itself? How is it going to protect itself? A dog also has two things. It can use its claws. Those big claws. The dog. I want you to look at your dog. It has those big claws on both legs. It can use it and it scratches you, or it can also use its teeth. It can use its teeth and it will bite you automatically. So that is what the dog uses to protect itself. We have a cat. A cat also uses its claws to protect itself. It can really come behind you and it scratches you with its paws, and oh, it will really be painful. So we also have a bed bug. A bed bug. These ones mostly hide in our mattresses, they mostly hide in our beds, they mostly hide in chairs, and they have that defensive mechanism, which is the bad smell. Oh, the bad smell. That is their defensive mechanism. They defend themselves by that bad smell. We have the cow. How does a cow defend itself? By using its horns. When you come near it and you disturb it, it will use its horns to try to defend itself. We have a snail. A snail, when you try to attack it, it will coil itself and runs back to its shell. That is how interesting the snail is. It hides in its shell. That is how it protects itself. So we have a millipede. A millipede. A millipede, by the way, the millipedes of these days, the common ones, I'm seeing they are black in color, but they used to be brown. So there are those ones that are brown in color and those ones that are black in color. So when you find a millipede, the way it defends itself, when it senses danger, it will just coil itself. It coils itself. And when you see it, you may think it has died, but when it is just hiding itself, it is just coiling itself. We have a chameleon. This interesting animal here. For it, when it senses danger, if it is standing or it is lying on a green leaf or a green thing or green grass, it will turn into the color of that object it is standing on. So it protects itself by changing color. It changes its color. When it is sitting sitting or standing or laying, whatever, or sleeping on a brown object, it will turn into the color of the object it is standing on. Such that when you come looking for it, you will just see the color of the object. You will not know that there is a what? A millipede. What a wise animal it is. Then we have a pig. A pig also uses its teeth. It uses its teeth. Then lastly, I can say we have man. Me and you. How do we protect ourselves? How do we defend ourselves in case of danger? For example, if someone comes and wants to fight me, what will I use? I will use my hands and I try to box. So, number one, I will use the hands. Or when you come and maybe you want to kick me, what will I use? I will use my legs. So, or if maybe you come around, I'll use my head. So, all the body parts, these parts here, can be used to defend yourself in case of any danger. This is a trick I'm trying to give you. So, if these animals use their weapons, even us, God gave us natural weapons. We have the hands to defend ourselves. We have the legs to defend ourselves. We have the head, that you can use the head in very many ways. You can use it through thinking. You can reason out someone by your brain. You can think him out, reason him out, or you can box. You can head your enemy. Otherwise, these are some of the animals and what they use for their protection. Now, I want to ask you a few questions about what we have looked at. Just a few questions. You can write them in your book. You can write them on a piece of paper, and you give them to your mommy, to your daddy, to anyone watching us to help you answer them. So you never know. You can all keep them, bring them to your teacher when school commences after the lockdown. The question number one, what is a weapon? What is a weapon? That is question number one. What do we mean by a weapon? Number two, which animal defends itself by, number A, changing color, B, coiling itself, number C, using horns, and D, having a bad smell. Question number three, how does man protect himself? So these are some of the questions you can copy in your book or on a piece of paper, answer them, evaluate yourself, and then let your parent mark you and then correct you. Otherwise, thank you very much for being part of this. Thank you for being part of my lesson. May God bless you as you answer and correct yourself. Thank you very much. Otherwise, I love you all.